Okay, there's the baby. And then I almost fell on this chair. I had to open and take apart a lock. Somebody had deadbolt locked it and walking in through a window in our garage. And so dog was not looking too well. One of the family members brought a dog over. I gave it a bath and put some stuff for its eye. Got beat up by 3 dogs. Other than it not having a voice, he started chasing after the chickens. Okay, doves, that's not for you. Okay. Oh, why these guys are afraid of the doves? I don't get it. Get out of there. Okay. So there's about 5 babies left. That's the smaller one you're looking at. And then those are the babas. And the roosters are in their own world of hens, waiting for hens to lay eggs and fertilize them. And they all come back in the evenings. Come on, doves, let them eat. I also put some dog food over there and got it wet. And because there's this black ant that leaves this peppery taste on everything if it gets into things. I didn't know until one day I ate something that they've been climbing in. Anyway, this is a little happy camper place. We're gonna cut back on the use of water. There's the rooster. Okay, hey you two, knock it off. Be kind. Okay, they get it. They get it. Yes. You remember what happened to the other roosters? One of the roosters had all of its feathers torn out. It's still alive somewhere. Okay. There you go. And I'm okay if they eat up all the ants. That's fine with me. You see those two? Sometimes the babas, start fighting their roosters. They fight each other. I hope I don't end up with as many roosters this time. Hello, babas. Hello, baba. Hello, baba. The black ones are hens for sure. As a matter of fact, I think they're worth a lot of money. If the rest of the neighbors end up taking them and selling them or living off the eggs or the chickens or whatever, that's fine with me. I don't mind. They're not my chickens. They hatched the morning of Hurricane Dora. And Hurricane Dora, we're about 125 miles away from Lahaina. That was burnt. Those people had just reached the 100-year mark of living on their land, and we're going to receive checks for $150,000 just before this whole fire happened. Then that pushed them off their land, and all the documents and everything that might have been, this group of people came in and went through all of their belongings. Nobody else could go on. It's called something hands. Starts with an S. Samaritan hands. They were the only ones that got to go on to any of the burnt properties. Now they're moving the waste to a separate area. There's 12 of the homes that have been rebuilt. Oh, they went and dumped gravel on all the properties and made them move it out. The gravel. They cut all the mango trees, all the trees down. And because they're supposedly blaming it on the electric company, if we get winds over 50 miles an hour, they'll shut our power down. And I called the water company and I said, well, who's going to turn on the pumps for our water? He said, oh, there's plenty of water. I said, there's going to be plenty of water if there's a fire. And we're all trying to put fires out. And he said, oh, yeah. So, they've been putting something. This is a Hawaiian Homestead. It's 2.5 miles up from the ocean. And about 2 months before these fires, I did some studying. They found out that because our islands are over the hot spot a certain way, they produce gold, solid gold, and they found it with a Japanese submersible, 3,465 or 46 feet off the southwest end of Hawaii. And that would be the Kona side. And I saw a thing about it's cracking as it raises and goes down, the magma. It's called the Helena slump, and when it slides. Anyway, they also mapped out all the islands, even the seamounts, all of it, 2 months before this happened. I also found out we're the only island that can grow cacao, and they had diverted our water to Wailua, where they grow the cacao. The military are on the other side of this ridge. You'll see it in my other videos. And this mist that comes over, it makes me sick. The sulfur in the air makes me sick. I know I'm allergic to Hawaii, but I thought we were gonna burn. I had 70 and 90 mile an hour winds. 3 days and 2 nights. These little chickens poked their head out the hen with their babies, and they were little balls of fluff. I couldn't even count them. I thought, oh, they're gonna die. I don't know what to do. I just closed the door. They survived. So, the diversion of the water has been acknowledged. And the sun reflects off the ocean on the westward sides of all the islands. That's why they're called leeward. And right now it's raining on the other side, the north side. And where I live is a volcano called Waianae. And I think they're trying to mine the islands. And they do mine 2 brothers off of the Kermadec Islands. Each one of them is 3 times the size of White Island. This is underneath the ocean. And the United States, Australia, and the United Kingdom are sharing the booty of the minerals. And I was a mod on a earthquake channel at one time, and every time they'd come up with some name of somewhere, I would look it up. That's common guy. That's ahua, a shampoo, a money tree. I think my spinach is still growing. I might even stick some in the ground tonight. Also, I just painted the house blue to avoid the directed energy weapon. Now there's 4 books out about Lahaina, photos, and this, I've been in 5 hurricanes, 5 total hurricanes. I've never been in one that had no moisture at all. There was absolutely no moisture. It was so dry. And I think they heated up the water, and it caused the storm to move up. They move them. They move these hurricanes. They can do that. I watched right down over there, over my hill. I'm going to show you where. I'll walk out here and hope I don't fall on my face, because you need to have this information, because we've been on these lands over 50 years. We have to live on it 50 more in order to own the land below. And right up here, right over there, is the ocean down there. Oh, I don't know. That papaya tree's kind of in the way. I saw a C-17, a cargo plane, go around in a circle 20 times. I called the people that deal with aeronautics, and they said that they were doing parachute jumping, but we didn't see no parachutes, guys. And then 90-mile-an-hour wind, after going around 20 times, 90-mile-an-hour winds, and we had went down to 51 degrees above Pokai Bay. Go look up Pokai Bay. And this Aloha, the lizards hide from the monster chickens. This is passion fruit. Look at how healthy it is. I need to move this plant off the noni over to here. Like we made a thing over there. It's my little fairy garden place. It can get pretty stinky. Anyway, another time I was back over in our park over that way, and I took some photos. I was standing in an area, and it was just this really maroon, wild, there's Mount Kaala. You can see it over there. Anyway, it provides all the water for this side of the island. And to get back on that story, I took some photos of this really wild sunset. And later on, I looked at it, and there was a white tornado that came down. The winds were really, really high. And weird smudges in another photo. And I sent it to Mr. MBB333. And I marked the spot because I have a feeling this is some kind of portal. The day that the winds went to 90 miles an hour and 51 degrees, I had to go down there because my son and his girlfriend were taking safety in a big, huge restroom they have. There were a whole bunch of other people, and I picked up Musubi at 7-Eleven, and the next morning I went down to check on them, and this lady, somebody stole all of her warm clothes. So I went home, got some warm clothes, got in my church clothes, went back down, and there was a yacht. A yacht. People in yachts don't party in Pokai Bay. Some of the boats will come and anchor off, and that's okay, but not at 9:30 on a Sunday morning. And I talked to 2 lifeguards in a truck, and they said, well, you could call the Department of Natural Land and Resources. So I did. As I was walking along with her stuff, I asked them about this, and then I turned around and looked at, and the back of the boat disappeared. I mean, just gone. I don't know, maybe they have to prep things for people to travel. You know, people that are wealthy do stupid stuff. I don't know why they don't use their money to help humanity. Well, their eternal lives are going to be pretty dim. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this. And the neighbor over there in that house, and he healed my whole yard. He wants to break my neck. He's mean to his kids. I can't do nothing about it. People have somebody they want to take. This is my rosemary. I came out and shot it off because there's this there's a bug called a spittle bug, and it puts a slimy, like, spit on the stuff. Okay, guys, I could tell you want some attention, and I think I'm going to break off a piece that's starting on the limb here. I'm going to take it in the house and make me a tea and add basil and some other stuff. Whatever crud's trying to tuck my lungs, know this. That see, there it is. that is going to become shampoo. It'll go red. I'll have to come out here with my clippers and clip around them so that they got a free way to get through, because if I don't keep them covered, the chickens just tear up the roots. They love the soil. I have worm casings in this one batch of soil. I don't think I'm going to get any more for a while. And turmeric's coming up. There's the spinach. Ooh. Ooh. I'm going to pick some of that and put it in my yogurt. It is the best. It has a purple seed, but it's real frothy like. It's not like paper. We do not want this. This is another tree, but we'll pull it out another day. So we're foraging for food to go in my yogurt. And this is all that's left of my basil. And there's the pohi berries. And these are growing sweet potatoes. And here's a peanut, and I need to dump soil there. Oh, I am gonna go get soil after I go shower. I gotta stay on top of this stuff. I might even buy me, there's the basil. It might be little, but it's still good. They're anti-inflammatory, antifungal, antibacterial. There's one of my bay trees. It's stupid. This is a false. This is in the marshmallow family. And there's my bay tree. It's got some kind of fungus on it, and they would dig up the roots every time I remove well, I might remove the plastic anyway. I don't know though. That's kind of a lot of work. This is mint. Some mint left over. Oh, I'll take a little of that. And I would have tomatoes, but I'm gonna have to hang them. I've got these blue plastic bottles. I'm gonna hang them from underneath this edge. And I love you guys. Jesus loves you. Heavenly Father loves you. Your sons and daughters of God. Put on the full armor of God. See in Ephesians? Okay? Hi. I'm glad you like that, my babas. Hi, babas. I'm glad you're eating the dog food. My dog had an infected eye. Anyway, I kind of made a cage for him. And this is a bird of paradise. It's got some water in it. Isn't that pretty? There's one over there. This plant could be split into so many plants, but sometimes when you do things like that, when something's already established, it doesn't do too well. I'm not even going to go see what's going on in there, because I am not cleaning this yard today. I might paint some trim. I'd like to paint great big blue squares on top of the roof, but the guys don't want me climbing on the roof. So there's Connie, and I had a bath. I put stuff in his eyes, and I need to cut his nails too. Very well behaved dog. The family doesn't have anywhere to live. Did you see that pretty bird? Hi. Hi, pretty bird. Hello. Hello. Are you taking something home to your babies in their nest? They're yellowfinch. Aren't they beautiful? They're usually always in twos. Love, love, love you. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go and bless your hearts. And there's the Noah's Ark and the... Never mind. I'm not gonna do that. You can look it up on one of my other videos. Thank you for visiting. I know this is long, but we cannot forget Lahaina. You cannot just go burning people out of their homes and saying, oh, it's better that you have nothing and are happy. I mean, who thinks like that? Who thinks like that? Who does what they're doing, the farmers? Who tells us what to eat? And you folks better be, I'll tell you, this is our house rules, beach house rule. Shoes are optional, soak up the sun, build sand castles, rest, relax, renew. Take long walks, get your feet wet, enjoy the fresh air, smile, giggle, laugh. Okay. Jesus endured to the end, so we must too. He had to die to be resurrected, so we could be resurrected. And we did not, I repeat, are not blamed for Adam's transgression. We are not. Okay, these are the kids that come in. I gotta go talk to them. I love you guys.